Good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of the Security Watch India conference held here at the Hotel Lalit, Delhi. This is the 10th of December 2009. And with me is a man who's made a wonderful presentation today and set the tone for pretty much the rest of the day's conference proceedings. I'd like you to welcome Dr. Aijaz Ilmi. Welcome, Dr. Ilmi.
Thank you, Raghav.
Dr. Ilmi, we'd like to know, you made, first of all, compliments for this lovely presentation that you made. Sir, what is it that really explains the fact that in the entire list of terror groups in India and all the terrorist incidents that have taken place, you have the Naxals, you have the Bodos, you have the NC and a whole lot of insurgencies. Why is it that the Islamic strand of terrorism is always highlighted and jihadis are now synonymous with terror, when you have actually Naxalites are not jihadis?
I'm glad you gave me this opportunity to speak on this. The fact is that whether it's Bodoland or Nagaland or Naxalism is something else. Naxalism is obviously a fight of the poor, and they are obviously fed on a propaganda that you won't get your rights till you take to arms. Bodoland, Nagaland are basically border issues which have been there for generations. Coming back to Islamic terror and per se, all terrorism acts perpetrated by the Islamic jihadi ideology are Pakistan-centric in our country. It's not a political discourse, it's a policy of giving 1,000 cuts to India and trying to maim India and rather denigrate India to a level and denude India from its preeminence in the Asian subcontinent.
Why is it that Pakistan is having this problem? Why are they unable to grapple with this problem? Is it just because East and West Pakistan were separated, or is it something else?
I think the problem is deeper. Let us don't isolate Pakistan. This is happening in a lot of Islamic states, in Muslim majority nations. They are at odds with themselves. They are not focusing. The fact that Islam talks about being culpable and representatives and being responsible in your present life and not blaming others, everybody else for your problems. A lot of the Islamic countries divert attention from their inner core by fomenting troubles across their borders, and Pakistan is also has a similar strategy. As far as Lashkar and its offshoots, they are just vilifying Islam. If they do this in the name of Islam, they are not following Islam. This is not the school. No school of Islam, it's thought, can propagate mindless terror like Lashkar and its groups are doing.
You're also a political analyst and you work for a very well-known TV channel. What are your views on the amount of political empowerment that we have, and why is it that there are so many separatist movements across India?
Separatist movements, some are within and some are outside. But I guess we're a large country. We are just 62 years old, and in terms of democratic traditions, we're a nascent democracy. We still have a long way to go. But that doesn't absolve the politicians of the kind of governance they've given us in the last 62 years. In terms of development, unless you have an inclusive, progressive agenda which encompasses everybody else. We're a country where 200 million people sleep on an empty stomach. That's something very terrible. That's ideological. These are fodder for ideological jihadists to get to. So we have to do something. Unless the people understand that this country can provide them basic livelihood, there's a little danger.
We are known the world over and hailed for our democratic systems and processes, and the fact that we are a fairly representative democracy and that everyone, in theory at least, has a chance to get elected and to represent the aspirations of his people. But on the other hand, you have the other movements that are just setting up parallel government structures or parallel structures or some sort of governance across Chhattisgarh and various rural parts of India. How do you reconcile the two, and why is this happening, and why is the state apparatus not working?
The states are a remnant of the past, and they want to perpetuate the political systems that have been going for the last 60 years. I foresee the Naxals very, very soon taking part in elections and democratically trying to get themselves elected and take over the system, like Hamas has done in Palestine and the Hezbollah has done in Lebanon. Because but the fact is, those groups haven't shunned terror. The precondition for these groups is that they must shun terror, reject hatred and the ideology that they perpetuate of killing innocents. If they reject this, they're welcome to join the mainstream and take the chance.
Would you cite the Darjeeling example of GNLF as a success case in the same way?
Not really. I guess there's too much problem from within the leadership. The glue that binds people to agitate together, somehow that has lost out its stickiness. And then when factions emerge and power sharing is the only creed that you want to believe in, and you want to share power or the spoils of power, there's a problem. And I guess GNLF has not been able to really come across as a stable organization which can lead the Gorkhaland area. So only just an autonomous body, there have been so many troubles. Corruption seeps in, then demagoguery, nepotism, promoting family members. We saw Subhash Gishing. I mean, he came in with much fanfare, but he lost out equally.
Right. We have had two states that have been divided into to give rise to two further states. One is Uttar Pradesh, from which Uttaranchal has been carved out, and out of Bihar has been carved out Jharkhand. At one point of time, there were people agitating for these states, and these agitations had become violent. Do you see that, has this been, a successful resolution? Has the economy of the place improved? Are people feeling that yes, this was a good idea and things are working for them now that we've got more states?
As if you take the example of Uttarakhand, they've been better off because Jharkhand is having its own troubles. They've had very, very corrupt governments. Menace of Naxalism has been there in the highest proportion. So Uttarakhand has been largely a successful state, carved out from a larger state like UP. But as far as Telangana goes or new states, I see this demand is going to increase and increase. And how this country reacts to these challenges, is it really good to have small states, or is it really, should people agitate and bring a country to standstill or bring cities to standstill to get what they want? We need to have this debate all over. The polity has to get involved, and we need to know ultimately what is good for the country, what is good for the state should be done.
Finally, we'd like to know, because we represent industry and other stakeholders like citizens, colleges, schools, and also industry, of course, we have certain members who are planning to expand business in areas like Chhattisgarh, Orissa, develop power projects, help bring about development of the economy over there. What would be your advice to them to ensure that they don't have security threats and they are able to speak to large sections of the population and co-opt them?
The best security is if you have a large number of local populists working. If you provide the livelihood to a large number of local populists, you will be free from a large number of security problems that you can have. No amount of security is enough. If you employ outsiders to a large extent in these areas which are Naxal dominated, you have a problem.
One last question. Security Watch India is promoting an initiative called Secure Delhi, where we intend to bring together people from all walks of life, including the defense community, the police agencies, housewives, school children, college-going people, strategic analysts, and industry also. So we'd like to have a common platform where we will discuss these things and see what our problems are and work out solutions and the way forward, and keep doing things throughout the year so that citizenry is better involved. Do you endorse an initiative like this?
Actually, I must congratulate Security Watch India for having this conference on terrorism and challenges, and the fact that you're going ahead and this idea of Secure Delhi. Secure Delhi should be replicated everywhere. It should be Secure India. In fact, this is the most important thing facing our nation today. There should be a security emergency in this country where everything should be done in the best possible manner, where something like 2611 can never happen again. And the people, by and large, they have to be engaged. It is not only a security agency issue versus the terrorist issue. It is a battle of the mind where the citizens, by and large, have to be involved. All sections of society have to be involved, because all sections of society in a civilized democratic country like ours, where civil liberties and rights are very, very important, we have to be partners. The stake is too large. We can't leave it to government or the security agencies. It is our problem. We need to solve it with our involvement.